Hello all, welcome to the next video here on the Onion Man's Rooftop 2-headed cow caravan of treasure. Sometimes barred. The streak continues as it always will, never going anywhere. You know it's not going anywhere. You can want it to go anywhere, but it's not going to go anywhere. And we are back with the next Journey into Monthlies. Taking a look at our Midtown order. This is actually for the month of October. I know it's the end of November, but this is for October. Again, I'm late getting around to the comic book video. I think at this point everybody should just expect the comic book video is always going to be about a month late. If it's for October, you're going to get it in November. So that's just the way it is. So yeah, these are for October 2023. Actually, yesterday I just placed my order for November, so you'll see that in December. That's the way it usually goes. It's because I wait till the end of the month to order comics. I don't do a weekly subscription service. I've always had problems with Midtown's weekly subscription service or bi-weekly or even monthly one. I've tried all three and they always end up messing up somehow. So it is what it is. But yeah, we're going to pop into these real quick. Should be pretty easy. There's a few books in here that I'm interested to read because they're a little more new for me. So got our Midtown brown bag. Brown bag all-stars in the building. Fantastic. That is an old, like over 10 years at this point probably, Soul Con reference. If you know who Soul Con is, then cool. I used to love watching Grind Time and rap battles. Okay, I'll just start here at the beginning. So first one, we have Shazam number 4. This has been a pretty good book. I'm actually shocked by how decent this book is. I'm not going to say it's great. I don't think we've reached a greatness level yet, but it is good. It's Mark Waid writing Captain Marvel. I know it says Shazam. I always call him Captain Marvel. To me, he is Captain Marvel. Or in this book, I believe he's Captain Thunder now. Anyway, been a pretty good book. I like that he's going a little bit more wacky. I don't want to say quite golden agey, but definitely a more wacky take on the character, which I think works. So I'm cool with it. There's just something about the more modern versions of Captain Marvel that I've hated so much. Like I said, he's supposed to have the wisdom of Solomon, yet he acts like a child. I don't get it. So that's always kind of bothered me. But I think Mark Waid's doing a very good job of kind of trying to bring the character back. So I would recommend it. If you're a fan of older kind of lighthearted Captain Marvel, instead of trying to shoehorn him into the regular DC stuff, then go for this book because it's kind of on its own and out of the way, and I like that. We have issue 2 of Wolverine versus Predator. The first issue is pretty fun. It's not quite what I expected. So I was a little surprised, but at the same time, I really enjoyed it. I think this kind of spoiler, I'm not going to say any actual story details, but it's kind of like this anthology story. Like each issue is like a different time period in which Wolverine has encountered the Predator. And it's pretty cool. I like that concept. I didn't know how that was going to work. I kind of figured that's what they were going to do based on some of the covers that have come out on this, but I wasn't quite sure. But the first issue was really good. I enjoyed it, and yeah, I hope this one's just as good. Benjamin Percy doing a really good job here, so yeah. We have Doctor Strange number 8, Jed MacKay's Doctor Strange. This has been a hit after hit book. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's maybe besides Jason Aaron, the best Doctor Strange, like modern Doctor Strange story I've read. Because I like Jason Aaron's like magic is a finite resource thing. But I do like Jed MacKay taking Doctor Strange back to his more supernatural cosmic roots. So I've really enjoyed that. And really cool cover here with him and Clea. So awesome. Good book. Highly recommended if you're into Doctor Strange or want something a little different. Especially for that character, like kind of finally taking him away from all the Avenger stuff. It's nice. We have Wolverine Volume 7. Yeah, I can't remember if in the last video I talked about getting back into Wolverine. Actually, no, I think there's multiple Wolverine issues in this. But I'm going to go ahead and start getting Wolverine again. Um, I've heard pretty solid things about it. I think Benjamin Percy is finally hit his stride, I guess is what people have said. Um, I never read it because I read the first few issues of Benjamin Percy's run, and I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought it was a little all over the place. You had to have like some really intricate, detailed knowledge of Wolverine. It wasn't, which I have, but it wasn't a very accessible book for a lot of people. Um, so yeah. That being said, I've heard it's gotten way better over time, and that he's really kind of found his own groove into it. So I'm going to give it a chance. And if I end up liking this kind of arc that I'm picking up, then I'll go back and get the trades or something. So yeah. We have Detective Comics, the Rom V Detective Comics run. I like this. I like that there's a lot going on with Batman right now, and you have the whole like demon side of Batman coming out again. It's the weird backwards name thing, right? Anyways, but I have liked Rom V's take on all of this way better than I have liked Chip Darsky's run. I think Ron V's taken that more detective, noirish, underground, supernatural element to it, whereas Darsky's trying to navigate the whole wider genre, like overarching story, and he's struggled. I mean, his Batman run I think has been disappointing almost from the start. It started off promising and then kind of dipped off. And around that same time, Ron V took over Detective Comics, and I think he's done a much better job than Darsky has on the main Batman book, which sucks because I like Darsky's Daredevil run. So I had real high hopes for his Batman run, and it just did not go how I was hoping. But Detective Comics, still intertwined, but much better storied out. We have the Halloween issue for, I guess you could say it's the main Halloween issue for Marvel this year, Crypt of Shadows. Looks like we got a story from Al Ewing. I'm going to guess that's Steve Orlando. Who else looks... do I notice anybody else? I think that's it at the moment. Anyway, looks pretty interesting. It looks like we got some Werewolf by Night, some Man-Thing. You know me, I love some Man-Thing. I'm not sure who that is. And then you got Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Daredevil, Deadpool. So some interesting casting choices here. Hulk kind of makes sense now because they're doing a lot of horror stuff with Hulk, especially during Al Ewing's run. And the current run, so yeah. Speaking of the current run, there you go. Incredible Hulk plus a story featuring Power Man by Vita Ayala. That might be interesting. I love Power Man. I love Luke Cage, so that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Really good book. I think it's... if you took what Al Ewing did with Hulk and like the kind of gore horror aspect of it, and ramped up the action a little bit, I think you would have this story, basically. It's pretty good. I really enjoyed it, so definitely pick it up if you're looking for a more, I don't want to say savage Hulk per se, but grotesque Hulk. Let's go with that. Ghost Rider number 19. Yeah, Benjamin Percy, another great book. Like I said, I think Benjamin Percy's on a roll right now. It's kind of like Chip Darsky a couple of years ago. Like, he's just on a roll right now. Like, a lot of the books he's writing are really good. I know Ghost Rider's run, there's something about it coming up that I've questioned whether I'm going to stick with it. Like, but, I don't know. I got to go back and kind of look up the details on that. I thought, like, the current run was either ending or, like, this big overarching story was going to end and it was going to shift to, like, a new Ghost Rider or something. And I'm not really interested in that, so yeah. I'm going to enjoy this one while it lasts, though, because it's been a really, pun intended, hell of a ride, if you will. So, and the covers have all been really good, so that's nice. We got Daredevil issue 2. I loved the first one. I thought the first one was a good back to the basics kind of Daredevil issue. So hoping number 2 can kind of carry that and keep that going, because the first issue was actually really good, and I look forward to the second one. We have Wolverine. This is why I picked up the Wolverine book. I remember now. It has a Wolverine Captain America World War II like story in it or something. And I was like, oh, okay, I got to read that. I don't know why. But yeah, heard positive things about it. And I think Wolverine's more recent crossovers have actually been good. The Wolverine Ghost Rider crossover, the Spirits of Vengeance or whatever, was really good. I like the Predator Wolverine. I like the first issue of that. Hopefully the second issue is good. And I don't see why Wolverine and Captain America wouldn't be good if it's like that World War II era kind of Wolverine. So pretty cool. I don't know why he's wearing like this costume. I don't think he had that then, but I might be wrong. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. So that's what goes with that other one. We have Marvel Zombies: The Return. No, it's not The Return. There is a Marvel Zombies: The Return though. This is Black, White, and Blood, as you can tell down here. It's kind of like a little Marvel Zombies anthology series, and it's got some different writers. We got Rachel Stott and Garth Ennis on this one. For Garth Ennis, I think this is the first time I've read Garth Ennis in a while. But I'm interested, since he's doing a Marvel zombie story, I'm fascinated to see where it goes. And I like this cover. This Wolverine zombie cover looks pretty gnarly. I still don't understand how Wolverine can be a zombie, because his healing factor has cured vampirism in the past. Marvel Curse of the Mutants, or X-Men Curse of the Mutants. Go read that if you haven't. It's a really cool story. A lot of really cool fight scene between Wolverine and Blade. But anyways, if his healing factor can cure vampirism, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be able to cure zombification. I know that Marvel Zombies had more of a cosmic element to him, but still, I feel like he should have turned. Anyway, cool cover though. I do like it. So definitely giving this a shot. We have the Immortal Thor. Al Ewing taking over Thor. It's been pretty good so far. I love where this is going, as opposed to where who was it before? Oh wow, I'm blanking. Anyways, I'll find it, because it was Jason Aaron. Then it was oh god, the Venom guy. It'll come to me. I think Al Ewing is on a much better trajectory than the previous run, so there you go. But yeah. Donny Cates. Oh my god. It took me forever. I finally realized it. Donny Cates. Donny Cates' run started off promising. I love the kind of Galactus Thor being a herald with the power cosmic and all that stuff. Really cool. But then it faltered off really quickly after that, in my opinion. And it never really recovered. But Immortal Thor off to a better start, in my opinion. Maybe not as hot of a start, but definitely a more consistent start. So pick it up if you want a good, decent, pretty solid Thor story. This is a book that's probably going to suck, but I'm going to get it anyways. Capwolf and the Howling Commandos. I love me some Capwolf. I'm a huge fan of the Capwolf character when Steve Rogers turned into a werewolf. Also, Sam Wilson turned into a werewolf at one point. But anyway, yeah. They're doing a Capwolf and Howling Commandos. I don't know if they're going to be the same as the Creature Commandos or anything like that, but let's do it. I am all for it. So, yeah. Probably going to suck. I'm just going to say this now. I bet this sucks, but I'm going to get it anyway. We have X-Force, number 45. Again, another Benjamin Percy book. I'm getting a lot of Benjamin Percy now. Kind of interesting. We're continuing the Fall of X. Colossus has a big role in the Fall of X stuff. I'm still kind of unsure on how I feel. Like, it's a very well-written story. And you can tell all the books are pretty cohesive. A little hard to collect, but cohesive from what I've heard. But it's very well written, and I'm interested to see where it goes. And I just hope it turns out well for Colossus, because it's been rough goings for Tin Man here. And anybody who knows me knows Colossus is my favorite X-Men. At one point in time, he was my favorite comic book character. Like when I was a lot younger. So I have a soft spot for Colossus, and I really hope it turns out well. So we also have Immortal X-Men. Al Ewing's Immortal X-Men, or Kieran Gillen, I apologize. I think it's been pretty good. Their Fall of X story is a little bit more on like the behind the scenes political machinations of everything, which is kind of what this book has been from the start. And I like it, but now that we're finally kind of getting away from all the Krakoa stuff, I'm interested to see where the Immortal X-Men like side of things works into stuff. Like you can keep a book like X-Force or the regular X-Men book or Uncanny X-Men, whatever they do after all of this, right? I just don't know where the whole behind the scenes political aspect of the X-Men stays intact. You know what I mean? Especially if they're integrated more so back into Marvel stuff. Because besides Wolverine, none of them have really been involved in a lot of Marvel stuff. So it's interesting. And then we have Ghost Riders, the Ghost Rider Annual #1, Ghost Rider versus the Hood. No, not a neighborhood, the Hood. Infernal Halloween, written by Benjamin Percy. Give it a shot. I don't know much about the Hood. I know there's that Marvel Legends everybody wanted, so they could just piece it out and customize it because he was wearing street clothes. And he had a gun. It was weird. He's got like these supernatural powers, but he carries a gun. Anyway, yeah. It's like, is it Simon Baz? The like Green Lantern that came out like around the New 52 time? Where he was a Green Lantern but had a gun. It was very weird. But yeah. So there you go. A lot of comics. Again, some of these I'm just going to give a try. Like the Wolverine comic, I'm going to give that a shot. If it doesn't work out, I'll axe it. But we'll see. Okay, now comes the fun part. I get to pick my favorite cover. Definitely not Ghost Rider in the Hood here. Even though I like most of the Ghost Rider covers. This is a really cool kind of Apocalypse Immortal X-Men cover. I do like it, so I'm going to set it to the side. Like, I think that just looks smooth. It's really nice. I do like this kind of X-Force prison cell hologram cover. Don't know if I'll go with that. Probably one of the better X-Force covers I've seen, honestly. But I'm still not good enough to go there. I love me some Cap Wolf, but no. This Thor cover looks awesome. Him like hammering into some stones with the hammer. And then like you see the visage in the background. So that's definitely a contender. I do love this gnarly Wolverine zombie cover, so that's definitely one. Wolverine and Captain America here look pretty cool, but no. I do like this Daredevil cover, but no. Again, great Ghost Rider cover, just don't think it's good enough to compete with the other ones this month. Cool Hulk cover, I like him battling this giant toothy worm monster thing, but no. Crypt of Shadows, no. The Ron V Detective Comics covers have all been really nice. This is probably one of the weaker ones, to be honest, so I'm not going to pick that one. But it's won a lot. Or been in like my final picks a lot. I do like this Wolverine Thor cover. Wolverine and Thor are always pretty good, but it does look like it's lacking a little detail, so no. The Doctor Strange, also Alex Ross, just like the Thor covers. Really cool, but not as good as the Thor one, I would say. I do like these Predator and Wolverine covers. The first one was really cool with like the Weapon X and Predator thing going on. This one, a little bit more going on, a little bit more cluttered, so no. And the Shazam one, a little cartoony, so no. So it looks like we got 3 major players for cover of the month here. Looks like we got Marvel Zombies Wolverine. I really like this. I dig it. I love the bone sticking through and the eye popping out and everything. The black and white and red aesthetic looks really good. Immortal Thor, this looks awesome. It just looked like Thor going to work on something is really cool. And then I'll probably take out the it's a very smooth cover. I like the detail and everything in, but I'm not going to pick it. So I'm down to these, and I really don't know. Just as a piece of art, the Immortal Thor cover is fantastic. It's Alex Ross, so you know it's going to be great. But this one is just so gnarly looking, and I love horror and gore. You know what? I can't pick one. I'm going to say it's a tie. I think as a cover, a comic book cover and art thing, like you could hang it up on a wall, Immortal Thor wins hands down. As a comic book cover to represent what it's supposed to be, this Marvel Zombie one's awesome. So I'm going to go with the tie. Immortal Thor #3 and Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Blood #1. So there we go. All right. And that's it. Those are the comics for October. It's a lot. December might be less because, like I said, I'm going to read a few of these and see what ends up on the chopping block. Who knows? Might not get Wolverine if it turns out to not be as good as I thought it would be. And yeah, and there's a couple of them ending, I think, soon. Like a couple of runs are ending that I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop getting that in a minute. So yeah. But that's it. Thank you. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You do not have to if you don't want to. But as always, I appreciate anybody who does. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.